Some time ago, in the small town of Umuagu, there was a widow named Ngozi. Ngozi's husband had died 10 years after their marriage, and for the first 9 years, they were barren, and Ngozi became a theme of ridicule. When God finally blessed them with a son, her husband fell ill and died. Ngozi was shattered. How can life be so cruel? She lamented. Her dead husband was an only son, and so there was no help coming from anybody. Ngozi did not have it easy at all. She first of all sold some of their properties and used the proceeds to start a business. She suffered to give her son Ekene the best life that she could. The mother and son grew so close together and very fond of each other. They were each other's best friend. Ngozi knew everything about her son, the kind of friends he kept, his favorite meal, how warm he loves his food, and all the teeny-weeny details. They were that close, such that it was a bit difficult for her to let him go when her uncle came from the city and proposed to take 17-year-old Ekene to the city to further his education. Ngozi was grateful and thankful for this kind gesture, but she knew that the loneliness and emptiness that would come from it would be very grave. On the day Ekene was supposed to travel, she called him to her room and made him promise to call and visit her as often as he could. She prayed for him and gave him a takeaway meal she had put together. Life in the city was totally new and entirely different for Ekene. He went from his uncle's house to school in his first year, but decided to stay back in the school hostel after his first year. Soon enough, Ekene started dating and falling in love. When his first girlfriend broke up with him for not being a tough and hard guy, Ekene was shattered. He immediately called his mom to gist her, and Ngozi consoled him. I blame you for dating all these city girls that do not know their roots. Someone like this now cannot make a good wife material. I would have saved you this heartbreak and stopped you from seeing her earlier if you had told me about her. I am your mother and I know what is best for you now. So next time, make sure to keep me in the loop. Inugo. Ekene agreed to this and it became his lifestyle. So whenever he found a girlfriend, he would always seek his mother's approval and opinion of the girl before trying to get serious with her. Ngozi always had something negative to say about all of them. After school, Ekene got a really good job that offered him many perks, an official house and car inclusive. At that time, Ekene was ripe for marriage and was looking for a proper wife material that he would settle down with. One day, as he entered a restaurant, a beautiful girl named Bisi walked past him and greeted him, "Good morning, sir." Wow, who is this pretty girl with such manners? Ekene thought to himself. He rushed to strike a conversation with her, offered to buy her lunch, and eventually took her number. They kept communicating on phone for a while and soon started dating. After a few months, Ekene invited Bisi to move into his apartment. This was his plan to watch her closely and see if she would be homely and exhibit all the characteristics of wife material adequately. Bisi did not know of this test and was simply being the good girl she was always thought to be. She woke up every morning to do her chores and cook for her boyfriend. She kept the house tidy and cared for the man she loves. Ekene was head over heels in love, and so he called his mom to come over and approve of her so that he would pay her bride price immediately. Ngozi got ready and came the next day, eager to meet the rat that wanted to snatch her son away from her. Bisi was so excited to meet her future mother-in-law. She hugged her, welcomed her, and took her bags from her. Ngozi wasn't as warm as Bisi was towards her. She frowned her face all the while, pretending to be happy. Mama, do you need anything else? I want to rush now and bring your food, Bisi said, smiling. Okay, bring the food now. Sure, it is well prepared without a lot of salt. Because I don't like salty food though, Ngozi said, frowning. Ah, Mama, you need to taste my food. I cook really well. Ekene loves it. You should ask him, Bisi said, smiling, and left to bring the food. After serving the dish, she left to bring glasses for the water, and Ngozi quickly sprinkled a good amount of salt in the food and pretended to be waiting for her son. When they were all set to eat, she said a quick prayer and they dug in. Hey! Someone wants to kill me before my time, oh. Did Munye Lot waka pass now? I said, did Lot's wife just pass here now? Because what's in the name of salt with a sprinkle of soup is this? Ngozi shouted. Ekene tried to calm her down while Bisi defended herself. Mama, but I tasted this food before serving you and it was okay. Something must have gone wrong. Are you saying I'm a liar? Are you saying I'm lying, Bisi? You see, Ekene, you see the kind of woman you want to marry. She is calling your mother a liar. Ekene apologized to his mother and asked Bisi to do so too. He told Bisi that she should simply accept that it might have been a mistake or miscalculation. Bisi apologized and went to fix something else for dinner, which they later ate. That night, Bisi woke up Ekene to discuss what was bothering her. Baby, it is like your mother doesn't like me, and she has been acting weirdly towards me since the day she came to this house. I have never done anything bad to her, and I have done everything humanly possible to make her like me. But she seems not to notice, Bisi complained bitterly. Oh, come off it, honey. You know mothers, she will definitely come around. This is just her way of testing your patience to see how far you can be stretched. Just give her a few more weeks, okay? I am sure the both of you will turn best of friends. Bisi nodded and they went back to sleep. The next morning, Ekene asked Bisi for what it would take for her to cook another pot of soup for the house. About 25k for 2 soups, so that we can store enough for 1 week or more, Bisi replied. Ekene counted 25,000 naira cash and gave Bisi. And suddenly, out of nowhere, came Ngozi, snatching the money away from her. Did you just say you will cook 2 pots of soup with 25,000 naira? Hey, is the soup for a party? I am asking you, is it for 200 guests? You slave queens of nowadays, you think money falls from the trees. You have to learn how to economize and manage. She counted 10k from the money and gave Ekene back the remaining 15k. Ekene stood there and did absolutely nothing. He simply told Bisi to please manage the 10k that his mom is trying to teach her home management. Bisi was shocked to the bones. What have I gotten myself into? She thought. After going to the market and preparing the food, all hell let loose on her when she put only a single piece of meat for Ngozi. Ngozi shouted and nagged about how disrespectful it was to only give an elderly woman a single piece of meat. She even went to the extent of slapping Bisi when she tried to explain that she was working with a tight budget and that a single piece of meat was what everybody got. Bisi lost her patience for a moment and snapped. Mama, what is it, Seth? I have been trying to be nice and respectful to you. What have I done to deserve this slap now? Ngozi could not believe that Bisi was standing up to her. You want to beat me? Eh? Beat me now? Beat me now? Bisi tried explaining everything to Ekene that night, and Ekene simply blamed her for putting a single meat for his mother. Bisi could not take it anymore, and she said that she will be leaving the next day. Ekene, I am not even married to you yet, and you and your mother are treating me like a prisoner. I cannot do this anymore. If you cannot stand up to your mother, then I am out. I am tired of this bullshit. Ekene apologized and said he would speak with his mother and that it would never happen again. But the next day, after he left for work, Bisi left the house, leaving behind his house keys. Getting Bisi to come back came with terms and conditions. She was not willing to come back unless Ngozi went back to the village. She made it clear that if she was to come back, clear boundaries had to be set and that he always had to make her his priority. This was a very difficult one for Ekene. He knew his mother was a hard nut to crack, but he loved and missed Bisi so much that he spoke to his mother. He told his mother how important Bisi was to him and how much he wanted to make her his wife. So he begged his mother to give them some space to build together, just like she and his dad did for years. Ekene feigned deaf ears to all his mother's emotional blackmail and maintained that she left the city and went back to the village, saying that he will inform her when they were ready to get married. After a few weeks of promises and begging, Bisi decided to come back. They continued living in peace and harmony, and soon Ekene proposed to her, and they were very happy to finally be getting married. They fixed their wedding date and had a successful wedding. The couple lived in peace without Ngozi's drama for a while. But after 5 years of marriage, and Bisi did not take in, Ngozi came knocking again. Ah, Mama, you are here. Good evening, Ma. Welcome, Ma. You didn't tell us you were coming, Ma. Bisi said, very surprised. Do I need your permission to come to my son's house again? Bisi, and what is good about the afternoon when you have not given me grandchildren? All my mates have grandchildren running around their compounds every Christmas. What have I done to deserve this wickedness? Bisi, Ngozi said, pushing her way into the house. She was carrying a big bag of her belongings, signifying that she wasn't planning on going anytime soon. Welcome, Mama. Would you like to shower before you eat, or should I bring your food first? Bisi said, ignoring her rants. So, Bisi, ana m akoyiri abi? Is it not you that I'm talking to? Look, if you have charmed my son into loving you blindly, mind you that your charm will not work on me. Mbano. Ngozi continued nagging. At this point, Ekene came into the sitting room and went to greet his mother happily. Welcome, Mama. How was your journey? This one you're shouting. What's going on here? He queried his mother. I was just asking your wife why she had refused to give me grandkids, even if it is only one. Eh? Mama, we are trying our best though, and hoping on God. His time is the best. It is only God that gives children. Ekene explained while Bisi walked out of the room to get food for Mama. When she brought the food, Ngozi asked Bisi to come closer, and when Bisi did, She opened the food and said, "Taste the food first in my presence. Let me be sure that your charm you used on my son will not work on me. Amosu, I know your strategy. Taste this food right here and now before I eat it. I don't want stories that touch." Bisi was shocked. She had had peace for these past 5 years, and now this one had come again with double wahala. She took a spoon of the porridge and said, "Haba mama, what makes you think I would poison you? I am not that kind of a person and you know that." Now you sabi, Ngozi said, giving Bisi a bombastic side eye. Bisi tried to speak with her husband about Mama's constant abuse, but he always told Bisi to ignore her. "Honey, ignore my mother. She will definitely get tired and leave us alone. I am not complaining and that is all that matters. God's time is the best." Bisi was scared that history was about to repeat itself. She knew that her husband will never change and that this was a depressing and sad reality that she had to face. Days turned into weeks and the abuses only got worse. One morning, Ekene had gone to work and Bisi was still sleeping. Mama barged into her room and poured a bottle of anointing oil on her. "Every spirit husband, Ngwa, pack your load and go. Disappear, disappear, disappear now before I send thunder." Bisi jumped up from where she was lying and could not fathom this extent of craziness that Mama has currently attained. "Oh God, Mama, why would you do this to me? Why? Why? I have told you severally that nothing is medically wrong with me. I have done several tests. And in fact, it is your son that has refused to do any test at all. But no, you still would not believe me. Why have you chosen to be a thorn in my flesh, Mama? Ekene even told me the other day that you waited on God for 10 good years, Mama, before he blessed you with him. So why have you chosen to be this heartless and wicked towards your fellow woman? It is not just fair. I have chosen to be respectful of you and my husband, but this is too much. I will not take it anymore. Enough is enough, Mama. If you want to marry your son, go right ahead. I don't deserve this heat," Bisi said as hot tears escaped her eyes. She rushed into the bathroom to take her shower, while Mama walked out in shame without saying a word. When Bisi came out, she dressed up and left the house. She went to her husband's office to relate to him what had just happened that morning. "Oh, sorry, my dear. I'm sure Mama just wanted to pray with you, but she went too far, and for that, I apologize," Ekene said. "For goodness sake, Ekene, I do not want you to be sorry. I want you to stand on your feet and put your mother in her place like a man. All you do is make excuses for her bad and wicked behavior. That woman treats me like trash, and all you have to do is make excuses for her? Nah, I am done. I need a break. We need a break, please. My mental health is threatened. I need some damn air, Ekene," Bisi said, fuming with anger. Ekene knew his wife better than to try and say anything silly. So, he agreed to let her go to her parents' house so that he could sort things out with Mama. That day, Ekene came back fuming with anger. "Mama! Mama!" he called on his mother. Mama expected this to happen, and so she was ready. She came out with a mouth-watering plate of egusi soup with better pounded yam. She dropped the food on the dining table and then said, "Odogunwam, come and eat first, so that you will have the strength for this argument you want to make. Inugo, Inugo." "Mama, I am serious. We need to talk, please." Mama said that she was ready to talk, but insisted that Ekene had his food first. After more persuasion, Ekene accepted and went ahead to eat. After he was done eating, something strange happened. "What did you say you wanted to discuss with me, my son?" Mama inquired. "Ah, Mama, nothing, no. The food tasted so amazing. I have missed your cooking so much, and I am happy you are here to feed me till I could eat no more," Ekene said, smiling sheepishly. Now you are talking, Mom. That reminds me, there is something that has been on my mind for a while now. I found a good woman for you from the village. She is very respectful, and her mother gave birth to 13 of them, so their family is very fertile. She'll be coming from the village tomorrow, so that you two can get to know each other. I trust both of you to give me grandchildren. That Bisi has a spirit husband that is stopping her from giving me grandkids, so forget about her. Inugonwam, Mama said. Mama, anything you say is good. I need kids of my own too. 5 years and I have not heard the cry of a baby in my home. No now, that is too bad. I want to be a father too, Ekene responded. Abigail came from the village the next day and Mama introduced her to Ekene and they hit it off. They liked each other, and since Ekene would be traveling the next week, they dedicated every day to trying for a baby. Mama was already very excited for the future. She, however, wanted to put Abigail in her place and show her that she was the real boss of her son. So she commanded her around like she did Bisi. But soon enough, Ekene left for his 1 month business trip and everything changed. Abigail brought out the dog in her and Mama saw that she was no match for her at all. It all started one day when Mama gave her a huge pile of clothes to wash and Abigail changed it for Mama. Do I look like a house help? Or was it not clearly stated that I was coming to get pregnant and give you grandkids? Do you think trying for kids is easy? See, let me tell you, I know that you chased your son's wife away with this your dirty bad attitude. But if you think it will work on me, please think again because I will destroy you. Ask of me, oh, I know all the area boys in this town. Forget that you know me as a village girl. I go chuku chuku you if you try me. Come on, take these clothes off my sight and bring me food to eat. Mama froze in shock. She was literally shaking as Abigail was acting like a gangster. She quickly went to do all that Abigail had sent her to do. From that day onwards, Abigail turned Ngozi into her housemaid. Ngozi, where is this old woman now? Ngozi, come here. Have you fixed my dinner? Bring it fast, I'm starving. When Mama brought the food, she told Mama to first of all eat 2 spoons from the food before she would start to eat it. Ngozi was seeing hell in Abigail's hand. Abigail did not forget to warn her that if she gave away any attitude to her son, that she would kill the both of them. She took Ngozi's phone and broke her SIM card so that she would not call her son. Mama took this hellish period in her life to have a deep check into her life and reflect on the kind of mother and mother-in-law she had been. It wasn't until now that she realized that Bisi was a good woman who had been nothing but good and loving to herself and her son. She cried at this wicked realization and resolved to make things right. A few weeks before Ekene came back, Abigail made sure that Ekene wired some huge amount of cash into her account to execute a supposed business plan that she pitched to him. When he finally came back, Abigail had packed her bags and disappeared, as Ngozi could not stop her. She made it clear to Ngozi that she didn't get pregnant for Ekene and would not want to waste her 20s in their wicked, twisted circle. Immediately Ekene got home, his mother told him about Abigail's ill treatment towards her and how she turned her into a housemaid. She also told him that she had packed out. What? Packed out? To where? With my 3 million naira. Hey God, where is that stupid girl? Where is she? He searched for her that day, but to no avail. Even the people in the village had not seen her. Ikene came home that day crying at such a huge loss. His mother fell on the floor and wept bitterly, apologizing and confessing to her son. My son, I have been a very possessive and terrible mother to you and Bisi. I was wicked to Bisi and I pushed you around to support my wickedness. I have caused you so much misery in this life and I regret it deeply. I have chased many girls away out of your life because I was scared they would influence and take you away from me. I even spiked your meal the other day so that you would not go after your wife, Bisi. That was why you agreed to sleep with Abigail in the first place. It is all the devil's handwork. Biko Wam, forgive me. You did what? Mama, you poisoned my food and made me forget how much I loved my wife. What sort of mother are you? How do you sleep at night? I hate you, mother. You have caused me so much pain and misery. What if it is too late to get my wife back? How do I cope? Ekene went on, regretting not standing up to his mother and putting her in her place when Bisi advised him to. He told his mother that she will have to leave his house and go back to the village. But that will be after she must have apologized to Bisi for making life miserable and hellish for her. So, the next day, they went to Bisi's house and did not meet her there. Her mother told them that she decided to pursue her dreams of becoming a manager and had been very successful at it. They apologized to Bisi's mother and decided to wait for Bisi to get home. When she did, they fell on their knees crying and begging. Ngozi acknowledged her insensibility and wickedness and was deeply sorry. After hearing them out, Bisi said, Mama, Ekene, I have heard you both, but I'm not coming back to that house. Your son has refused to go for medical tests to prove that he is well and fit to bear children. And I do not want to waste my years waiting around for him. I have a whole fresh start ahead of me. And all the both of you have cost me is to second guess my life choices. But I am done living my life trying to prove that I am enough. Because I am more than enough. And you did not deserve me. I've had peace of mind being on my own than I have had being your wife. So both of you should have a great life. I am done for good this time. Excuse me. Bisi said and walked out on them. Ekene and his mother left in shame and regrets. He finally decided to go for checkup in the hospital, only to find out that he had an inherited genetic problem called cystic fibrosis and so was infertile. He was devastated and blamed himself for all his actions and inactions. He sent his mother away to live out her life in loneliness, while he spent his own life trying to heal and hiding his pains under a lot of alcohol. What do you think about mothers trying to control their adult married children's lives? Because I think that it does more harm than good. Tell me what you think in the comment section. I would really love to read from you. Until I bring another exciting story your way. Please consider sharing and liking this video if you enjoyed it. God bless you. Bye. And be their own persons. Also, be considerate and accommodating. Because it came easy for you does not mean the other person is not trying.